Hello and welcome everyone to another round of the flailing toddler of programming. And we're back with some Godot, and we're hopefully making some more progress today. Um, Actually, very small thing to try because I need to get back into everything. I'm not really feeling that well right now in general. So, the thing I want to do um, is basically uh, um, okay. That looks like a lot. This also looks like a lot, but probably better. Yes. So the thing is basically one key thing I still need to make because we've basically made a few things. So we have it's enemy spawner, we have our objective, we have win and lose conditions, we have player, we have pathfinding, etc. All of that. Thing is, I don't want it so that, there's just a spawner constantly pumping out enemies going at us. I want to make it so that there is an enemy patrolling here. And maybe here. So, that's what we're gonna do. At least try to find out how to do it. Hmm. And it actually all sounds very logical. So definitely need to make should we the skeletons or the or Godot sign? That is the question now. You know what? Let's do it with this one. So first off, actually, I'm putting the Godot logo into that. First of all, I would say change type to just character body 2D. And then I go into the script of enemy 3, and we are going to delete that because everything in here is working, but I want to have enemy 3 as its own thing. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, okay, wait. That's actually everything is fine here. Okay, so maybe I need to put it into here. Which, yeah, it actually should work now that I think about it. And I can use all of them for that. Okay, so basically, two things I need to do. First of all, in the spawner, I think I'm doing it like this. Wait a second. I can just I can just basically change it to this. Actually, no. I just put everything back here and move this. So, oh, you know, wait, basic better is probably to just comment it out. And I do this. Okay, so now it should basically only do oh it only should do enemy 1 and 2. Good. That means I can actually add an enemy 3 to the scene. Actually, child scene, enemy 3. Cool. That happened. um, um, da, 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 da. So, basically now we have to add two things to this. First of all, we want just a node 2D, and then add to those nodes marker 2Ds, and like two actually. Which, now that I think about it, that actually makes so much sense. If and those are actually our waypoints. And that right here is point 1, and then obviously we also have point 2. Okay. Oh wait, I can also just name it like this. So okay. Good. Let's say here, and point 1 is here. So basically now it should go between those 2 points. They're not perfect, but yeah. Anyway, now we need to go into the script of the enemy melee class, and since we're readily exporting, we're making something extra just to see it here. That's waypoints, and that's a node. Okay, so meaning if we now save all scenes and we go into main, means there should be right, stupid. Very well. So we're going into main. We're going onto this, and now we can assign waypoints. Huh, cool. Just building that right into my enemy class. Feeling smart. Hmm. Okay. So we assigned this enemy at least waypoints. Cool. Okay. So back to our enemy script class. That's actually pretty useful. If waypoints. So is not null. Mm-hmm. Okay. Makes total sense. So basically we're saying, okay, as long as our waypoints are not null. So then number of points is waypoints get children dot size, because that should returns the number of elements in the array. So should make it so that they're like, okay, how many are in there? Okay. Point in waypoints get children. Wait. Int, yes, but an integer. 3, vector 2. Okay. Oh. Okay. So what is append? So puts it at the back of the array. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's always then at the end. Yeah. Scripts. Okay. Point is point positions. Okay. Else. Call a third. So basically, this should make it so that, and I know I'm basically using someone else's guide on this, that when the scene starts, every melee enemy class will check, do they have waypoints? Because, enemy 2 and stuff don't have assigned waypoints. If we also not, But the enemy 3 on here that we see on the script is then checking, it's on the enemy 3 script. It's here. It's checking, my waypoints are not null, so check in all the waypoints that we have. So, I might be doing something horribly dumb here because, like, I have an idea. See, right now, I have all of this basically in the physics process, but that is not what we want, is it? you know, that's the problem. How can we make stuff work on, you know, in one script for two different types of enemies, basically? So, idea. Right, adding another variable, and that is patrol, and that is false. So basically, this is, you know, just one variable. Patrol is true or false. So the thing is, what we have here is basically a function to seek out enemy, the player. So why don't we actually just go and make it a function called seeking delta? Bam. Okay, meaning indented block of a function declaration. You mean I need to do it like this? Okay, ah, wait, no. Oh, wait, isn't that? Really? Let me just put like... Okay, you know what, K-Tensor, you're completely right. I just overthought it because it showed me a different line. You're completely right. Hey, by the way, how are you doing? Okay, basically, we're doing two things here. And again, this might be stupid, but it might work. So, because this would also allow us to switch between modes. Probably pretty easy, so I'm future-proofing this shit. So we have seeking, but we need something else. We need a function called patrolling. I think that's how it's written. Okay, now, here I basically put all the stuff in that I want to use for, you know, the enemy being able to move between the points. Okay, Honestly, I'm still pretty stressed from stuff that happened a while ago, so yeah. Da-da-da. Hey, you know what? I can actually do one thing first in physics first. If easy patrol is false, seeking, else patrolling. There we go. Equals false, I think. Is it that? No. Too few arguments for seeking. What? That should actually be enough. Except if it... No.
Isn't there a way to look at which argument seeking even takes?
Oh, no, that's what we need. And they need that in. Okay, so when like patrolling data, else seeking wanted to detect when it needs to start seeking. Basically, so I have patrol false, so that is the standard thing. But if waypoints are null, the thing is, let me just see if this runs. So these spawn and still work. Okay. That's actually fine. Good. So my plan works on this part. The thing is just now, I need to clean stuff. Because the idea is just simple. When it checks, are there waypoints? Then it just turns the variable patrol to true. Problem solved. The thing is, this is actually extra clever because this means it can patrol at the beginning, But if I then make another function that, maybe even under the physics process that is like, constantly checking is there an enemy and you spot an enemy, then I can actually turn patrol to false again for that enemy and then start seeking again. Cool, isn't it? I just need to figure out the code on how to make patrolling work. Because now we're running into the problem again that people make different solutions for movement per code. And merging that is a problem. But yeah, that is just currently what I'm looking at. But it works. It works. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I I'm unsure. Not the worst part here is I get some points. But the problem is, again, it's so easy to find patrol points somehow. And then we just make enemy move to the first waypoint. If that is working, you just add argument per second. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm looking at some tutorials here. Um, you know what? Let's just try this. If ABS position dot x minus current point dot x, we're making that. You know what? Let's just put it in and see if it works. We can still change that later. X action dot x times speed times delta. When slide, I guess. Let's put it like this. Um, not declared velocity in a current scope, so direction is not declared in the current. I could just say, current point, but global position minus global position. That's definitely gonna create problems. Let's see if this actually works, maybe. Nope. Okay. Yeah, it needs to be normalized. You're right. Ugh. Thanks again. That doesn't still work. Yeah, it would, but you know what the problem here is? Basically, the one tutorial I found is basically looking at side-scrolling 2D games, top down. I definitely need to do this differently, but you know what? It makes the moment it got to this point, I'm like, okay, I can figure out to split this one up into basically being two things. That much I can understand with variables and stuff, but this right here I do not get. So I'm just going to make it like this and comment everything out because maybe I probably will return to this soon. Maybe on Monday, maybe I have found something better until then. It's just so much fucking would be ABS position, current position. Huh. Yeah, that could be. Let me just put that in basically, but I don't think this will like fix it directly. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think this is like the best way of doing it, but again, I'm currently in a situation where I'm just sitting here being like, I don't think I will make progress if I'm not having like an enlightenment, like you know, like a light bulb moment. Ah, shit! This is. I'm sorry. I've been actually going through a lot of stuff recently, and I hate it. I wish I'd be a bit more. I honestly wish I'd be more resilient because, like, I know stuff like that. You know, when I feel bad, you know, when you're not in a good mental position anyway, trying to learn something and trying to actually make something new and adapt stuff on things you know is hard, because I'm not really in a situation where my brain is like, oh, I can make just a connection here. I put your stuff in because it's still good to have there, but I hate it. I just as a voice promo was it also hello Cam Helio. There's only two things that are hard about programming: cation validation, naming things, and off by one errors. Oh, that's three things. Oh god. See, I took a bit to get that one. That's true. I could definitely use the pathfinding for that. I should use the pathfinding for that. I That's the problem with tutorials. People are like, "Oh yeah, making this super simple." No, 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 no. I need to know what I need, how to understand to do 2 points. I already have pathfinding. You're right. I can just technically slot this into pathfinding. Like, again, the whole, hey, you add waypoints and attach it to an enemy as a variable. Cool. That's easy. No problem. Being like, oh hey, I don't want to have stuff overlap in terms of movement. Also not hard. I generally just say, hey, I just make how's it called? A variable that is just true or false. If you say machine. I mean, I could have also started learning Godot in C sharp, I think, but it's easy. That's the easy part, That's like, okay, yeah, no, I just have a true and false stuff, and then I can say, whoop. If it's false, you do seeking. If it's not false, well, then you do patrolling. So yeah, if I click on this, and then everything still works. Cool. It works. No problem. What the fuck am I doing wrong? They don't inherit the player's velocity, actually. That's a fun idea. The grenades in Half-Life 1 were great. Like, if it's just one of those, yeah, you shouldn't do it like that, but they sure did it, and it's so funny. I'm, I'm pausing here. I don't think I will be able to do stuff. Like, just so you know, I've been stressed for the past 3 days. I have not slept well today. I have not slept a lot actually today. And yeah, I am definitely not in a psychological situation to just be like, no, I can power through this now. Trust me. Total you know what? I may have confidence, but I can also realistically say sometimes you just have to throw the towel. Just a thing. But indeed inherit the velocity of the gun at firearm since they move relative to the gun and not just to. I mean, yes, but also. But bullets are so fast that, that technically doesn't really matter a lot. There's the whole, hey, we made a weapon out of controlled explosions, propelling blocks of metal, shaped metal forward. Anyway, so we still have a bit of time left today. I will not go over time. Question is, what now? You're looking at me funny. Do you want to keep playing or do we...
That's your choice. What do you want? You're feeling bad. So, what do you want?
I don't know. I don't know if I...
Roll a die.
Even is EDF. Else, I guess, Battlefield. Do you want to play some EDF? But we now...
roll EDF. Okay.
We shouldn't do EDF.
Okay.
Because do you want to go to bed early today? And if we do EDF, we're going longer today.
So at least I helped you decide.
Yes, actually, that's true. You know, everyone have dice. Seriously, you're like, the moment you have dice, you can just roll dice, and it's like, oh wow. And again, the point is not. The point is like either it's like you can actually accept both, or you're like, I don't like this. Then like, well, you have it. Trying for cat could play the game where the player moves at the end of these people. Huh. Maybe I should adjust that then. You know what? That's on the list, Cam Helio. Does it inherent? Why not just let me just check? Don't think so. What does it? It's vector 2 speed. Anyway. Yeah, well, I will. At least I'm not gonna create self-exploding mechs like Helldivers 2. But it's easier adding the player speed to the bullet speed. Considering, actually, I made the character stats. That could actually work. I like this idea. I like this. I will consider it. No, okay. But yeah, see you all in a bit. I will just restart the stream and then we can just talk a bit more and I just shoot some stuff until the time runs out. So yeah, just reload the page. We'll be right back.